Hi everyone, I'm Claire with the Matt Wins and Read team, and I am here today with Jamie and Blake, two recent clients of the team. And today we're going to be asking them a few questions, talking about their experience and what that was like. So let's get started. So first question, can you give the people watching some insight on your experience working with the team?
I can go. I think it was great working with both Matt and Andrew. We had the pleasure of working with both of them on the sale and the purchase of our home. They were quick to work with. Everybody at the firm actually was. I like to email a lot and pretty quickly, so the turnaround time was really great, and the communication was great overall.
And we have a pretty fair comparison. I feel like we've moved a lot and used multiple realtors, not in the Madison area, but in other states where we've lived. And we were really impressed with the level of service that the team provided, and just really felt cared for. And everybody was really responsive, like Blake said, and we appreciated that.
You kind of said that you've worked with a couple different realtors before. Being with this new team, is there anything that you were nervous or concerned about with the process?
No. Mm-mm.
I think the only thing for me was the timing to make sure the sale and the purchase worked out in alignment. But that's not unique to this purchase. It's been like that every time we've had a contingency. So that's the only thing I was really nervous about.
Yeah, but I think we felt supported by Matt and Andrew to make sure that things aligned the way that we wanted them to, even though some of those factors were outside of everybody's control. But yeah, they reassured us, and we felt like when it came down to it, they were going to try to make sure that things worked out the way we needed them to.
So is there anything specific qualities that you look for when choosing a real estate agent?
For me, it'd be more of a modern approach than go meet, write down everything, walk through, 15 listings. When we first purchased our first home, we were handed a binder with like 25 homes in them, and we went to each one, and they were the MLS listings. And I'm glad that this was more of a modern approach where we had some homes picked out that we liked. We were able to communicate pretty much all over email or text, which is the way we like to communicate. I'm not a phone person. I don't want to sit on the phone. I don't want to really sit in person for hours at a time. So I really appreciated that.
And I think given the current situation with, being in the middle of a pandemic and not being able to do things in a traditional manner, was really helpful that there was more of a modern approach, and we felt comfortable and safe with every interaction that we had with the team. We started working with the team in the summer, so mid pandemic, and we just felt like they were really conscientious of what our comfort level was, and it was really nice to be able to do more things, electronically because of the situation.
So aside from everything that you just listed, was there anything else that stood out to you during the process?
No, I don't think so.
I think for me, one thing that really stood out was, we kind of almost was like working with we were part of like a family, so to speak, as corny as that sounds, but it just felt like there were so many people involved in the sense of people had their role, and so we knew who we'd be working with for the next step, that kind of thing. So we just felt taken care of, like we knew what the next step was, we knew who to connect with, and everybody was great to work with, everybody was responsive. If they needed stuff from us, they would let us know. People got back to us right away if we had questions. So I think this was probably our first time working with a team, and we really enjoyed it. And everybody was really professional and really warm and friendly. And that was probably more important to me than to Blake. But it feels like we're kind of part of a family now. We've stayed in contact, and definitely mutual respect there.
That's awesome. So what advice would you have for someone who's thinking about potentially selling their home?
And be ready to move fast. Once it starts, and once you get an offer or you make an offer, things move relatively quickly, and especially now, it just seems like everything moves really, really fast. And and be patient, because in between the really fast part and the end is sometimes some you have to wait. So yeah.
And I think be open to the advice of the experts you're working with. Like we hadn't thought about, staging and things that we would need to do. And so that was really helpful when talking with Matt about the ideas he had and having somebody come in to give us advice. So just be open-minded to that, information and tips. And obviously, the suggestions that Matt and the rest of the team had for us were great because our home sold really quickly. So
Yeah, that's awesome. So final question, $1 million question. Would you hire the Matt Winsonry team again? I guess for a third time. If yes, why? And if no, why not?
I definitely would.
yeah, yep, absolutely. I think, we just kind of there's a relationship there with the team. Like there's a level of comfort. And I just feel like because we had certain things we were looking for and they met our needs, not even everything worked out with the buying process with us. In the beginning, there was some back and forth with stuff and things that didn't go necessarily according to plan. And Andrew was great and really upfront with us about, kind of what we should be expecting and what our options were. And I just felt like there was definitely the team's really authentic, and that was really important to us.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you had a great experience, and that's awesome. I'm so happy that you guys are a part of the Matt Winsonry team now, like you said, or the family, which is like what we consider all of our clients. So thank you so much for sitting down with me today. It was really great to hear your story. And yeah, that's all we got.